Okay, this next topic we're looking at similar polygons. When the shapes are similar, again, that symbol right there, the squiggly line means similar. The angles that match up are all the same. So in this triangle, A matches to D, B matches to E, and C matches to F. So the angles are congruent to each other. And then, like we talked about in the last video, the ratios of the sides simplify to the same number. And that number is called a scale factor, and they use the letter K to represent that. It's just for a constant. Okay. In this example, it says quadrilateral ABCD is similar to quadrilateral LMNO. So the order that the letters are in are telling you which angles match up. So since A is first and L is first, it's telling you these angles are the same. And then B is second and M is second, so these angles are the same. N is third and C is third, so those angles are the same. And then lastly, O and D would have to be the same. Okay. Show the ratios of the lengths of the corresponding sides are equal. So this is going to help us match up the correct pieces. So AB should match up to LM because AB is first and second, LM is first and second. So in this picture, we have 6 over 12, and that simplifies to 1/2. Okay, then we would take the next two letters. BC should match to MN. So in this picture, BC is 4, MN is 8, and that's 1/2. And then we would go CD matches to NO. So in this picture, that's 3. In this picture, that's 6. And that simplifies. And then lastly, we'd have to go last to first or first to last, either way you want to do it. So DA is 4.5 and OL is 9, which is 1/2. Now, this is all correct. Had I flipped each one of these over, I would have got 2 over 1 every single time, and that works too. You just have to stay consistent. If you start with little one on top and big one on bottom, then you have to go from little to big every time you do it. If you had started from and put the bigger one on top and the little one on the bottom, then you'd have to do that for all 4 sets. Okay. Number 3, determine whether the triangles are similar. If they are, write a similarity statement and explain your reason. So explain your reason means, is it AA, SSS, or SAS? They're asking you to say which reason works. So in this picture, we only have information about sides, so we know it cannot be these two. So we're trying to see if the sides are proportional. So we have to take the shortest side from here, which is 7, and compare it to the shortest side from here. When I compare those, if I divide short divided by short, I'm going to get 2. Okay, now I'm going to take the medium side here and compare it to the medium side here. When I divide, I get 2. Longest side here compared to longest side here, and I get 2. So all 3 matched, so they are similar. Now I have to make sure I put my letters in the correct order. So I'm going to go, if I call this triangle ABC, I'm going short side, medium side, long side. So in this triangle, I have to go in the same order then. Short side would be R to S. Medium side would be S to T, and then the long side T to R. So the order of my letters matter. Okay. Example 4, it says the triangles are similar. Find FG, which is the height. So if the triangles are similar, the heights are also going to be similar. So in this situation, if I take the short side AB and compare it, or I guess the only side they give me, which is 8, and the only side they give me here, which is 12. Okay, this is the smaller triangle to the bigger triangle. Then on the other side of my proportion, I have to go smaller triangle, bigger triangle. This is what I don't know. When you have a proportion, you solve by cross multiplying. Cross multiplying means you multiply like this. The bottom here times the top here, and then the bottom times the top. And your equal sign still stays in the middle. And now you have an equation to solve. How do you solve this equation? We divide by 8. 8, and we get x is 6. Okay, and number 5, it says the figure below, angle B and D are right angles. Right angles mean I'm going to put a box in the corner. AB is 12. DC is 4. AC is 18. AC is 18. Find the length of CO. Okay, so if A to C is 18 total, C to O is going to be my X. That's what I don't know, okay, because it says find it. If all of this is 18, then from here, A to O, we would call this 18 minus X. So now we're looking for which parts match up. The 4 is a leg meaning it makes the right angle. It's going to match to the 12. So, right, this is the smaller to the bigger. So here the hypotenuse is x, and here this hypotenuse is 18 minus x. And we're going to cross multiply. Anytime you have more than one piece in a fraction, you want to throw it in a parentheses. When I cross multiply, I'm saying 4 times this whole thing, and I'm saying 12 times x. Here we're going to have to distribute, so it's 4 times 18, which is going to be 72, and 4 times negative x, which is going to be negative 4x. To solve, we would add 4x on both sides, and we get 72 is equal to 16x. And we'd have to divide. So we're going to get 4.5 is x. Okay. How are we doing? All right, next we've got that these are similar. Find the value of x. So when we're looking at our information here, we have QR, that's 6. QR is supposed to match up to WX. So WX is not given here. So we have to realize that this is a parallelogram. We can tell it's a parallelogram because opposite angles are congruent. Anytime the opposite angles are congruent, it's a parallelogram, and in a parallelogram, opposite sides are the same. So we can label this 2 and this 6, and we can label this x, and we can label this 6. So QR is 6. WX is what we don't know. We're going to call that x. And then we know RS. So we're going to say RS. RS is the middle 2, has to match to XY. So RS was 2. XY was 6. And now we're going to cross multiply. 6 times 6 is 36, and then 2 times x. And then we're going to divide by 2, and we get 18 is x. Example 7, we've got everything here to tell us how they match up. we're looking at some angles. So angle A is 28. A should be the same as E. So E is 4y minus 4. So 28 should be the same as 4y minus 4. So we're going to solve by adding 4. We get 32. And then we divide by 4 and get y is 8. B should match to F. So B and F are supposed to be the same. B is 135. F is 10x plus 65. So for our steps, we're going to subtract 35. Subtract 35 gives me 70. And then divide by 10. So x is 7. Okay, so remember, make sure you use these to match up your corresponding parts.